Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is me, the Ravenous Spectre, and I gotta admit, that light is actually pretty bright on me there. Oh, freaking well. Nothing I can really do about it, because if I end up turning it out, it'll be too dark in here, so I guess we're just gonna have to contend with it. Anyways, this is a pickups video for today. I wanted to try and make pickups videos, at least every few that I get, try to make a video on it. For one, to keep some content on my channel. And also for two, for the fact of not having so many to go through all at once, because I kind of did that for a time. I ended up stacking up so many, one on top of the other, and it came to a point where I was like, God, I'm getting all dry throat and hoarse and everything from talking so much about these pickups all in one video. I probably could have ended up separating some videos up, like part 1 and part 2 and so on and so forth, but that didn't necessarily happen. So now when it comes to a certain point, if I think I have a good stack, then I'm going to go ahead and just do a pickups video and have a little discussion and whatnot. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. The first one that I have here is just actually came out on the 3DS, and that is Ever Oasis. This is kind of like, I guess, an action RPG kind of deal where it has a little bit, at least to me, of like a Dark Cloud kind of vibe to it, where you'll go and build up these various areas within your Oasis, and you'll end up giving them certain items and things when other visitors come to your Oasis to buy up, and I think you make money off of it. I've just gotten into this and started playing it, but from what I've seen on different reviews and whatnot, it seems like it's really colorful, it's cutesy, seems like it would be really fun, especially from all the videos and things that I've seen. And I've liked what I played so far. I just haven't gotten enough into it to the point to realize, okay, you know what? This is definitely a really big gem on the 3DS. But, you never really know about games until you actually get down and start playing them and see what they're all like. People can give you opinions all day long, and you can see videos all day long, but until you actually experience it for yourself, you're not necessarily going to know. But definitely one to pick up, I think, especially if you're into like action RPGs, because you'll go outside of this Oasis and you'll go and fight monsters and go exploring, and you'll also get a few different party members, and I believe you can switch out different party members and they have different stat boosts and things as you go out into the world. And you also get materials and items to be able to sell at these your resident shops, and you also have visitors that come there as well to be able to buy up these items and things like that. But that's all that I really know about it so far. But definitely one to look into if you're wanting some action RPG goodness, if you will. But yeah, it was actually one that I had been looking forward to for a while. And now that I've got my hands on it and I'm playing it, I'm like, yeah, this kind of really seems like what I would have expected it to be. The next one that I got on the list here is Indiana Jones and the Original Adventures. And I've never really been a huge fan of the Lego games. There's only been certain ones that have piqued my attention, and that has been Lego The Hobbit, Lego Lord of the Rings. Honestly, and I also have Lego City Undercover, but that's its own original title. It's not based off of anything. It's just based off the Lego universe. It's like a good guy GTA, if you will. But I haven't played this just yet, but from everything that I've seen and knowing I do like the Indiana Jones movies, and yes, I also like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I like all the Indiana Jones movies, so take that for what you will. I may get hate in the comments or dislikes or whatever for the fact of me saying that I actually like that movie, but what the hell ever. But yeah, but I don't really know if this one has voices in it or not, because at one point in time, the Lego games started to get voices, and it was actually movie lines from the movies, like dialogue lines from the movies. But I was, me being mainly a PlayStation kind of guy, it was kind of stupid because I looked at GameStop and I saw that this was like, I think it was like $8 or something. It was on sale. It was like $8. And the PS3 version was like 12 or 14 or something. I don't know if it was this one or if it was like the sequel, because there's another one that came out as well. There's the original ones, and then there's like the other one. I don't really know exactly what all type of filler or something that they probably put into that. So like I said, I haven't even played it just yet, so I'm not necessarily sure. But anyways, yeah, so if you're looking to get into some Lego games, or you're just interested in Indiana Jones in general, then I would suggest go ahead and checking that out, because it has a very tongue-in-cheek kind of vibe when it comes to dealing with the humor aspect of the different properties that they take on. The next one that I have here is Never Dead on the PS3. I've heard positives about this. I've heard negatives about this, but I got it for $4. So you can't really go wrong with that. With really wanting to dive into it and try it out and see it for yourself. But yeah, it's basically like you're this guy and you're this guy. Yeah, it just starts out like that. You're this guy, and it was like 500 years in the past, and he was fighting some ancient evil or demon or alien or something like that. And he ends up getting cursed or something for living for well over 500 years, and he can't die. And that's kind of one of the things that's implemented into this game. It's like a third-person shooter action game, and basically when you explode, and you do explode, your body parts go everywhere, and you have to roll around with your head to go and pick up your various body parts to get back together again to get back into the fight. I don't really know if there were some updates or something that was done to this later on down the line to actually make it better than what it was previously because of some of the reviews and things that I've seen. But from what I've seen, some people like it. Some people, you never really know about a game until you really try it for yourself. That's just kind of really how it is. It's all based upon personal preference. So, and actually, I'm fixing to give that a shot here in a bit and try it all out because I haven't played it just yet. But I was like, you know what? I have a stack here that I need to go ahead and get through and talk about, and so that's what I'm doing. So I don't have so much to go through. The next one that I have here, I think I might have actually talked about this on a previous pickups video, maybe from way back when. But I ended up selling the game because I really wasn't playing it, not to mention that I didn't really have anybody to play with at the time. Although my girlfriend, she and I had started playing this, and we got into it just for the fact of blowing up huge bugs, because there is local co-op with the game. And that is Earth Defense Force 2025. Now, the game is fun, but you can obviously tell that the engine is chugging quite a bit, especially when a whole lot of activity is going on screen. I don't know if that's just from the game itself or from the PS3's hardware or what the case may be. But yeah, I just got this for like, I think it was like $7, $8, something like that. So technically I actually got it cheaper, I believe, than what I bought it for previously. But I did have a couple other of the titles in this series. I had the one on PS4, and which I'm thinking about getting again at a later date. And then there was another one that was released on PS3, and I believe it was the very first one that came out. So actually, I don't believe I've ever played this one. I don't think I've ever actually had this specific one. I had the one on PS4 and the other one on PS3, which should have been the first one. So maybe I didn't really actually play this one because it seems like there's so much like the same. I don't really, because I haven't played through all of them, so I don't really know what type of different changes or different types of things are added to them because it kind of seems like it's the same gameplay, which is all good because if you do have something that really interests fans of your series and something they really like, obviously you want to stick with that formula. But I'm going to have to dive in a little bit more to see what type of new things have been added to it. But the next one that we got on the list here is Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. And as you can see here, this is actually it's a flip sleeve. It's a flip sleeve. It's the reverse sleeve art of the game, as you can see there. It actually looks pretty cool. I honestly really like it. And this is actually like the artwork for the steelbook, as a matter of fact. I'm not sure about the back, but I do know that the front is that. You can see it has a little sticker there for the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy. It was actually, the sticker was on the plastic, and I'm like, well, that'd be something really cool to have on the case. So I thought it was actually like printed into it, but I was like, oh crap. I was like, well, I'm gonna have to either cut it out, cut the little piece of plastic out, and either put it somewhere or peel it off and stick it on there. So I was like, well, I'll just gently peel it off, and I did, and I stuck it on the case, and you can see there's a little bit of a tinge right there where I kind of had peeled it off, but nevertheless, almost. It's at 90% out of 100, I guess you could say, with the sticker being there, and I stuck it back on there. But yeah, if you just look at the inside here, obviously there's the disc. But that's the original case, right? The original outside of the artwork. And yeah, obviously I'm going to end up flipping it around. Because even the original artwork on the PS2 version looked a heck of a lot better than just what they had on the inside of here. I'm just like, oh, that's just so plain. So definitely glad they ended up putting in the reverse sleeve because that's the one that I'm going to stick with. But speaking of this game, I actually am enjoying it more. I actually did a couple streams on it, as a matter of fact. If you go and look at my recent videos, I was grinding through one of them. I was so busy, caught up talking with everyone, that I went like an hour and a half. I went an hour and a half of just grinding, grinding. You know, no pun intended. I was just going away at it. And there was a specific boss that I was supposed to fight. I think it was like a death wall or something like that in one of these ruins that you go to. And it killed me the first time around, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and grind for a bit. Sure enough, I did. And I'm going to put that down. And I made some headway. I did level up a good bit with my characters and whatnot, but then again, when I got back to fight him again, I ended up dying again. So I'm just going to have to rearrange my gambits or maybe level up a little bit more. I think I just need to get some more gambits. I think I need to rearrange some things with that. And then hopefully that will actually help. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it a lot better than I am for the previous PS2 version. And I don't know why, but I thought the PS2 version came out in like 2000 or 2001, I believe. But actually it came out in like 2006, I think, something like that. I was like, I can't keep up with these freaking dates. But yeah, it seems like it's more enjoyable. It seems to me like it's a little bit more easier this time around than it was previously, which is all well and good with me. And the fact that you can speed up the game to either like 2 times the speed or 4 times the speed is great. 4 times the speed will blow your freaking head off. If you're going to use 4 times the speed, use it just for grinding through lower level enemies so you can just run right through them and you don't have to worry about dying. And second of all, if you're going through really huge areas, then turn on 4 times the speed because it's freaking fast. I only use 2 times the speed because that seems like a proper speed to go through it, and especially with fighting. Sometimes I have to turn the speed off so I can just go through a normal rate of battling so I don't easily die and try to keep up with everything. But it's definitely, to me, it's a heck of a lot better than the PS2 version. The visual upgrade doesn't really seem like it's too much of an upgrade. You can tell that there's sharper textures. You can tell that the models look a little bit more sexier and smoother and so on and so forth. The action is there, and obviously utilizing everything that PS4 has to offer with, you know, sharing photos and streaming and all that. That's all well and good with the game. I'm going to have to get back into it again and try to get through that boss. Because like, you can run away from it into another hallway and then run into another version of that. So I'm like, holy piss. So I guess when I go back into it, I'm just going to have to run straight through the door so I can fight one version of it. I can't remember if I have to fight that other version of it when I'm going out of the dungeon area. I don't freaking know. I haven't played it in forever until I actually got this version. But yeah, another cool thing about it is dealing with the license board system. Basically, you'll start out, you can get 2 classes. I thought you could only get 1 class, but you can get 2 classes for each character. And you're specifically stuck to that one board, so you need to choose wisely. When you first start out, you're stuck to one board, and I don't know when it happens. I don't know if you have to fill out a complete license board, or later on down the line, it's like, oh, here you go. We know you haven't finished out this license board yet, but we're going to go ahead and let you go on and into a new one and have 2 classes. But anyways, yeah, when you start out in the game and you see the characters and they have their specific weapons and whatnot, you're like, okay, I know where these characters are going to fall, what classes are going to fall in. That didn't happen with me. I said, the hell with this. I said, I'm just going to go ahead and pick the classes that I really want them to be into. So I had like Vaughn be a monk. I had Bosch be like a foe breaker, which is like a tank kind of guy. And I had Penelope be a white mage, Fran be a black mage. The only one who is in his original class is Bothier, and he is a machinist. And I had Ash be like a time mage or something like that. But everything seems to be working out fine so far. And when it finally, it's going to be, I know it's strange, but I think finally when it comes time for me to go back and pick another class, I'll probably go back to the original classes they should have been beforehand. Which is crazy, I know, but I mean, because if you're going to be experimenting with these classes, you're going to want to be able to have it where it's like, hey, I should be able to experiment with whatever classes I want to and have it work, plain and simple. You shouldn't be just shoehorned into one specific class. So I'm hoping that'll work out with me still, especially if I kind of keep along the line of grinding and keeping up a bit with leveling and so on and so forth. So all well and good there. Hopefully that will work for me in the future. The next game I got here, I like and I bloody freaking hate at the same time. That's one reason why I kind of put it to the side and haven't really bothered with it for a bit. And that is Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. This game is pissing me the hell off. I'm not freaking kidding you, man. I mean, I can understand having challenging platformers, but it's really just starting to grate my freaking nerves. I mean, I like what I played so far. I'm enjoying it. I love the visual overhaul. I'm glad that Naughty Dog, went back again and just, is it Naughty Dog? Well, it is Naughty Dog, but like Vicarious Visions did it or whatever. Was it? Fuck it. Whatever. Fact of the matter is that the game is fun. It's visually appealing. A lot of people have gone and they've looked at the controls and they're like, oh, well, the PS1 version is actually controlled better than this version. I don't freaking know. I haven't played the PS1 versions in forever. Playing this one, it controls okay. Everything's cool. No chance in hell am I ever going to go and get everything and 100% this thing. I will not put myself through that torture. There's been people talking about, you see, I freaking talk so damn much, I get hoarse like a mofo. So 1 second. Fact of the matter is that the game, damn it, I can't remember what I was talking about. The freaking game, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, it's like, I remember having the games back on PS1. It was all well and good. I don't really know how far I got into the series. I remember my dad, God rest his soul, he was really into Crash Bandicoot, and he would always ask me, he'd be like, so when's the new Crash Bandicoot game coming out? He was still alive. And I was like, I really don't know, Dad. I said, there's been some rumors of things that have been percolating, but nothing has stuck. And he's like, oh, well, he said, I really like that guy. He said, I can't relate to him. And I'm thinking, yeah, he probably can. Because he was just really a really silly kind of guy. But the thing about it is, a lot of people have been talking about how there have been memes online about like how they're trying to compare it to Dark Souls. I don't get that. I really don't. I mean, I can understand it being challenging. But to me, even though I care nothing for the Dark Souls series, I really don't know if there's a lot of, I guess there's platforming this in it. I really don't know. I don't think it's along the lines of Crash. And the combat in Crash is nowhere near what Dark Souls is. You're not leveling up in Crash. You're not dodging and flipping and flopping and trying to think of all these attack moves and things to go and fight through these enemies with and whatnot. So it's just a challenging game. It's a challenging game, and the same goes for Dark Souls, obviously, but they're two different things. They're not the same thing. I don't understand why people are. I guess they just wanted something to compare it to. It's like, oh, it's just so challenging. Let's just compare it to Dark Souls. But whatever. But every single time I ended up going to a specific stage, and I couldn't get through it, I would just go to the next game in the series and start from there and just progress from there. If I got aggravated with one game, I go to the next one, so on and so forth, and seeing what type of progress I can make, so on and so forth. But anyways, the next one that I got here is for the original Wii, and that is Samurai Shodown Anthology. This has 6 games in it, and Loki just got on camera. Yeah, I was talking about you. Anyways, you want to get on camera, boy? Yeah, after you get done stretching? Stretch the back legs, stretch the front legs. I know you just woke up from your 15 billionth nap that you take every single day of the week. Well, come here. I got to pick you up. All right, you want to get on camera? Here we go. I was talking about Samurai Shodown Anthology. Samurai Shodown Anthology has 6 games in it. Samurai Shodown 1, 2, 3, 4, Amakusa's Revenge. Don't lick my ear. I know you sniffed it, but don't lick it. Samurai Shodown 5 and Samurai Shodown 6. I haven't even gotten into really playing this just yet, but I will at some point. I just need to hook up the Wii U. Some of the Samurai Showdowns I played, some of them I have not, and this was a game that I never seen before, and I was like, okay, I need to go ahead. Your breath smells like ass, like swamp ass. I love you, but your breath stinks. Anyways, but the thing about it is that he's probably staring at me right now like, who the hell are you talking to? But the thing about it is that I have heard, actually from a friend of mine, he had mentioned that it's a hell of a lot cheaper to be able to get the Anthology than it is to go and get the original Neo Geo carts, because they're expensive as balls. Neo Geos are expensive as balls, the carts are expensive as balls, so it's better for you to just go ahead and get the Anthology if you're a Samurai Shodown fan or so on and so forth. But knowing this has 6 games on it, and I got it for like, I think it was close to 20 bucks, I think. But to have that many games on there and knowing that you can actually have 2 players on it is a grand old time for sure. The next game that I have here, I love you. The next game I have here is on the PSP. I got it for like $5, and I'm not into puzzle games or anything like that, but it's called Archer McLean's Mercury. It's basically like you move a mercury ball around and, okay, baby, you lay your head on me. It's cutesy wootsy time, you know, with the Spectre. Ain't it precious? But anyways, this is like a puzzle kind of game where you're moving a ball of mercury around, and there's like different obstacles and things that you'll go through, and there's different types of mercury colors and things that you'll deal with. I haven't really put too much time into it, but from what I played, it's a pretty interesting little game, especially since I got it for like $5. I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to kind of maneuver some things around and, you know, play with the mercury and just see what's. I was kind of thinking of it along the lines of like Super Monkey Ball, you know. So, anyways, it's not necessarily like that, but I was just kind of thinking of it along those lines. This video's gone on a hell of a lot longer than I thought it was. Anyways, we only got 2 more after this one. The next one I got here is on the original Xbox, and that is Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. From what everybody says, quite possibly one of the greatest action RPG franchises in the world, the first one and the second one. I always had the second one. I never got the first one. Well, I have had the first one in the past, but that's another story. But the fact that I have this now is great. I have the second one, which is great. I did have these back on the original 360. The 360 doesn't know how to emulate original Xbox games for shit. So the fact that I ended up getting, now that I have an original Xbox now that I ended up getting these, they play a hell of a lot better. They work a lot better. They don't stutter. They don't have freaking frame rate problems. They don't have sound problems. They don't have none of those problems. And I hit you on the nose, did I? Ooh! Sorry, that was a random moment. I was moving my hand around. I didn't want to boot them on the diddle nose. But anyways, give me my baby. The next one that we got here is Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. And you have anything to say about this, Loki? No, he doesn't. He's silent today. But Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy, I got it for like dirt cheap. I got it for like $8 or something. And, you know, I would have got this on like the PS2, but I heard the frame rate and like the graphics, like the overall resolution is a lot better on the original Xbox than it is on any other platform. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and get on the original Xbox. Haven't really played this yet. When I was back in college, a friend of mine had it on the GameCube, and I played a little bit of it. And it seems like it was really cool. And a recent review that I saw about it a couple weeks ago really made me want to go ahead and finally jump back on it because I completely forgot about this title. And it's kind of like a Zelda-esque kind of series. You know, when you go and solve puzzles, and I guess you'll fight through enemies, and there's like this mummy you can take control of that you have to actually injure because you can't feel anything because he's dead or undead. You have to injure him to be able to get through certain areas, like electrocute him and flatten him and all this other just crazy masochistic stuff. And so, yeah, and of course you play as the other guy. I guess, I don't know if his name is Sphinx or what it is, but anyways, that's kind of, I guess, like the real Zelda aspect is kind of like the combat and whatnot, dealing with him. I guess maybe more of the puzzles come in place with the mummy. But anyways, looking for, and it looks so clean too. It looks like it's practically brand new. I mean, it really does. And it's complete as well. It's just, I can't get it in the camera. Loki, help me. Can you hold this? It's just so pretty. It's so cute. And let's see. The next one that we got here is Loki. I can't talk. The next one we got here is actually a game that we got in the Xbox bundle pack thing when we ended up getting the original Xboxes. And it wasn't working, so I took it to a local game shop to get resurfaced, and it seems like it works a heck of a lot better now. It's for the original Xbox, and that is Midway Arcade Treasures 2. And there's honestly some cool games in here. It really is, especially since I got it in a bundle package. Really cool stuff. You know, there's some really awesome games that are in here, and it really got me into just wanting to go back to the original days of old and be playing these games. Great stuff. Yeah, definitely glad that I ended up getting this thing resurfaced because it feels like it really runs like a dream now. It says here that it's got, let's see here, Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat 3, Gauntlet 2, Spy Hunter 2, Zybots, Narc, APB, Cyberball 2072, Timber, Total Carnage, Pit Fighter, Wizard of War, Xenophobe, Primal Rage, Arch Rivals, Rampage World Tour, Cosmic Cruiser, they can't spell for shit.
Championship Sprint, Hard Driving, and Wacko. Just like me, I'm a wacko. But anyways, yeah, definitely some good stuff in there. I haven't played everything just yet or tried everything out just yet, but definitely some really awesome and cool stuff. And if you stuck around just to stare at Loki for the entire time, then I appreciate it instead of just looking at my ugly mug right in my face the whole time. Oh yeah, looking like that and loving you. Yeah, rubbing the neck and get some sleep. Woo! Anyways, but yeah, so that's all the pickups that I have for today, guys. And I reckon I will see you guys in the next video, whether it be a pickups video or a stream. More likely it's going to be a stream, probably. But anyways, I'll go ahead and end this like I always do and go get something to drink because my throat feels like it's just going to die. Later, taters. Say bye, Loki. Bye-bye.
Bye. I said bye. Death metal Loki. Raw.
I love you. Anyways, later, taters.